Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video I'm going to take a look at Hadronox Druid or Taunt Druid, the new druid archetype that took the early Witchwood meta by storm. At first the deck looked like a really formidable opponent posting huge win rates, but in a couple of days its win rates began to slide, and that slide has continued to this day and it still keeps going. Actually the deck is performing below average right now. That said, it's still good to know what it's all about. So what is this deck all about? The deck revolves around a new card from the Witchwood, Witching Hour. Summon a random friendly beast that died this game. And there is only one beast in this deck, and that beast is Hadronox, which is a minion with death rattle to summon your taunt minions that died this game. So the core game plan of this deck is to play taunt minions, then drop Hadronox and play Naturalize on Hadronox to kill it, so you get a new taunt board. After that you can resurrect Hadronox with Witching Hour, because it is the only beast minion you have in the deck, and once it has been resurrected you can either Naturalize the copy again, or you can use Carnivorous Cube on it, killing it again and giving you another board of taunt minions. And if you have used the Carnivorous Cube, well, once the Carnivorous Cube dies, there's two Hadronoxes, and once those die, there'll be more minions. And you can Witching Hour twice, and you can Cube twice, and you can Naturalize twice, so you can have many walls with this deck. All that sounds pretty sweet and everything, so why isn't this deck unbeatable? Many decks can beat the Hadronox ban by giving you other beast minions so that you won't necessarily resurrect Hadronox from Witching Hour. Contra Warrior is doing that with Cornered Sentry, which summons 3 1/1 raptors for you. Ouch. Shaman is doing that with Hex, which summons a frog for you, which is also a beast. Mage does that with Polymorph, summons a shield for you, also a beast. And any class can do that to you with Thinkmaster Overspark. So that's one thing. And another thing is that you're still a druid. You still don't have a lot of good board control tools. So good, simple pressure, stuff like Murloc Paladin, that puts a lot of bodies on the board and those bodies hit hard. And stuff like Spiteful decks put big bodies on the board very quickly and hit you in the head. Those are still very difficult challenges for the Hadronox Druid. What the druid is better against is something really pure, simple-minded aggro. Something like a Face Hunter, for example. Because you have a ton of taunt minions, you have a bunch of armor gain, so Face Hunter has a really hard time against Hadronox Druid. Even with all those taunt minions, it's always not easy to find everything you need as a Hadronox Druid either, because you always have to find Hadronox for your Resurrect plan to work, so that's one of the difficult aspects. Some lists use cards to tutor for Hadronox, such as this one. This uses the Master Oakheart. Master Oakheart recruits a 1, 2 and 3 attack minion from the deck, and Hadronox has 3 attack, so it is one of the 3 attack minions that Master Oakheart can recruit. There are 2 others, however, in the deck as well, because you kind of need to have some early game as well, and those are the Ironwood Golems, which although do conveniently come out of Oaken Summons, so you have a decent chance to get both Ironwood Golems out before Hadronox, and then whether you draw Hadronox or whether you draw Master Oakheart, both cost 9 mana, both bring Hadronox on the board, both allow you to Naturalize it, so it's still okay. The Master Oakheart package in this particular build also includes the Dragon Hatcher, which will summon a Primordial Drake, and Master Oakheart will also summon a Crypt Lord. Most lists use a Tar Creeper. I've been experimenting with the Crypt Lord. I haven't quite made up my mind yet. Crypt Lord can take more punishment. Tar Creeper has more attack, but only when defending, so it's a pretty close call between the two. One of the problems with this deck is that sometimes you just don't have enough pressure with your big taunt minion board. If you have stuff like Crypt Lord, some Ironwood Golems, there's just not a lot of attack on those. So one of the things that Hadronox Druid is also very reliant on is finding the Lich King. Because if you can resurrect the Lich King with Hadronox, that's a big deal. Because Lich King is big, Lich King is imposing, Lich King gives you more resources as well. So you kind of also need that to beat some of the matchups. There is one cure to having low attack taunt minions though, and that is quite crucial to winning some of the matchups, and that is Branching Paths. Branching Paths is a very versatile card. Against aggro, you use it to get armor. In some cases you use it to draw more cards if you're running out of resources, but the best use in many of the control matchups is to use Branching Paths as a pseudo Savage Roar. Give +2 attack to your minions and go face. Even these smaller taunt minions suddenly become much more respectable when you add +2 to their attack. That in brief is the game plan of the Hadronox Druid. So how do you mulligan with this deck? You're always looking for ramp. Hadronox costs a lot of mana, Lich King costs a lot of mana, Primordial Drake costs a lot of mana, so you really want to find your ramp cards. In this case there's Wild Growth and there is the Nourish. Another card that you always want to keep in your mulligan is the Oaken Summons. It gives you armor, it actually draws a card because it draws the minion and plays it for you, so very good card. Card draw, armor, everything you want in the early game. The other keeps depend on the matchup you're in. If you're facing control deck, you want Lich King, you want Hadronox. You actually want them so badly that you can keep them in the mulligan. Because control decks don't kill you very fast, so you have time to get to that point where you can play them, and you absolutely have to play them. Whereas if you're against an aggressive deck, keeping these high cost cards is not going to work. Then you're looking for the Crypt Lord, you're looking for some of the early removal. If it's tokens, you're looking for Swipe, or you might be looking for a Spellstone. In this particular build there is one tech card, which is Harrison Jones, an excellent keep against Warlock, just to prevent that cube action with the Skull of the Manari. Overall the deck is quite simple in the end. Make big walls, make more big walls, make even some more big walls, but its game plan is not invulnerable. There are many tools for other decks to disrupt its game plan, and once people have become familiar with how the deck works, some people are trying to go under it and be fast enough to beat it, other people are taking against it and ruining the resurrects, and thus overall the deck is rather mediocre right now. Be that as it may, I prepared some gameplay material of this deck for you, and if you enjoy this content, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at Hadronox Druid in action. Yeah, I don't need these cards, I need some other cards.
Nature's blessings upon you.
Alright. He kept all the cards. Why do you keep all the cards? Why do you have such good cards? What? He's not playing Hadronox Druid anymore. No. This is not what was promised to me. This is not what was supposed to happen. He has switched to another Druid archetype. I have been bamboozled. Let's see. Here comes the rush, here comes the rush. Nourish before Oaken Summons, right? Yeah, absolutely. We grab some crystals. We'll power down to 4-1. He's gonna steal your cube. Yeah, he does have mind control tech in the list, obviously. That's true, that's true. Let's get some golems here. Alright, now I have the mana, but... oh no, Fungal Mancerino. So much health on those things. I can just kill one with Kill Asset. I'm going to have to draw with the Branching Paths, right? I think I have to draw at least one card. That's a good card. But I need to draw another, because still it doesn't give me a play for this turn. Let's draw another card. That gives me a play for this turn. Then we trade, and then we play Levelborn. Next turn is Lich King. And the turn after that is probably Hadronox Naturalized then. He can even kill the Lich King. But I still have to play the Lich King here. Not like I have any really relevant alternative. And next turn we play Hadronox Naturalize. Does something change if he gets a really big one? No, because I still get the numbers. Then he can have the mind control tech. Because technically I have the possibility to go with some other play. How many taunts do I get? I get the Crypt Lord, 2 Golems, Apple Bomb and Lich King. I get 5. He has mind control tech in hand, so he gets to steal 1. And he has a pretty decent board, so he gets to kill most of the rest. Or I can do swipe, some kind of swipe death coil play. I can do that next turn. Let's go with the Hadronox. Let's try this one. Mind control tech is a problem. It's always going to be a problem. This gives me a Lich King card, so maybe I get something that clears the board anyway. Well, that can pull stuff from the deck. But I will lose Witching Hours if I draw those. I expect a mind control tech now. Hopefully not 2. That's not a mind control tech. That is a mind control tech. Gets the Lich King. Of course he gets the Lich King. Hey, what can you do? When they get the Lich King with a 25% roll, they get the Lich King with a 25% roll. That's painful stuff. There was some kind of swipe death coil play. I have to trade away this fellow. I think I need to kill the Lich King. The Lich King is just too scary. But there's 22 damage on the board, so if he silences this, he gets to push a lot of damage. The upside is that Swipe is going to kill most of that stuff next turn. Now it's not going to kill most of that stuff next turn. That's awkward. Yeah, that 25% pull, winning the game for him. Does it count to queue him working the quest rogue guide? No, it is not. 10, 16 damage after a swipe. So I need branching paths for armor, and next draw has to be a Witching Hour, right? Because Double Bomb is not reliable. Yeah, need to swipe there. Branching paths for armor. And next draw has to be a Witching Hour. I have 1 in 7 to draw Witching Hour. Yeah. Next draw has to be the Witching Hour. I think I had 75% to win this game. If he didn't get my Lich King, I don't think he would have had enough. But I still have 1 in 7 to win. Because now I draw Witching Hour and then I can still win. That unfortunately is not Witching Hour. So if I play Army of the Dead and it pulls all the remaining taunts in the deck, there's only one, which is the Primordial Drake, which is not going to be enough. So I lost.
I can't win them all.
Alright. Then we're up against the Rogue, which is not a good matchup. None of the rogues are. But you can still sometimes win them. Let's see what happens. There's the Witching Hour. I was looking for you last game. Where were you? Alright, let's start smacking in that Firefly. So, Tempo Rogue, Miracle Rogue. At least it's not a Quest Rogue. Miracle Rogue doesn't always find the tools. I mean, he needs to find something like a big Edwin early. Or otherwise just solid pressure. Then he wins, but we'll see. This was a good one. Challenges the Firefly nicely now. Next turn is Oaken Summons. Oaken Summons pulls an Ironwood Golem now that the Crypt Lord has been drawn. So that's also guaranteed, which is very sweet. Oh, he's going for a big Edwin. Well, I just said he needs to get a big Edwin. What does he get? He gets a big Edwin. Yeah, that's rough sometimes. Well, it's always the Oaken Summons here. Next turn I might Branching Paths for draw. And if I draw Naturalize, I can play it on the same turn. That's one alternative. We'll see where we go from here. But yeah, Big Edwin is the main way. Or one of the best ways that Rogue wins. You can keep dropping taunts. Yeah, maybe. But like here, the situation looks pretty bad. So my odds to draw that Naturalize are not that great. If I play the Apple Bomb, this one kills the Apple Bomb, Edwin connects to face for 10. He mightn't even need this to kill the Apple Bomb. I know he has... What does he have in hand? He has a Flame Elemental in hand. Well, he can't use it to activate the Wild Spine. He's pretty low on resources. I guess we'll try with the Apple Bomb still this turn. He probably needs to sacrifice the Drake to kill it. He might have an Eviscerate though. Or he might have that. He gets to push 12 with the Edwin. Nourish for 3 cards. Get a Naturalize. Nourish for mana is not good enough because I'm dead next turn. I mean, if I do that. It's time to draw 3 cards. But I need to find a Naturalize. Well, at least I find a Naturalize. So I can kill the 12-11. Okay, maybe. But that was a lot of pressure. That was a ton of pressure. Now I gave him a lot of resources to... Is this a Tempo Rogue? Well, Tempo Rogues usually can't build 10-10 Edwins, so that was pretty sweet. He's going to have a Vile Spine, that's 9 plus 4, that's 13, that's 14 damage right here. He can have Leroy, he can have Cold Bloods, he could have Sap. But how do I win if I Branching Paths? So Branching Paths for cards, Branching Paths for armor, I could draw Spellstone. I already have Dragon Hatcher in hand, so I can't even get that with the Oak Heart. I think Apple Bomb is my best chance, but this is not a good chance. Andrew, last game you couldn't find the Witching Hour, now you have both stranded in your hand. Yeah, hey, it's a card game. Things like this happen. I expect to die here. I was wondering if I could have a better chance with the Branching Paths. But he might not have Sap, so if he has to kill this, then it heals me for 4. In which case I have a better overall health than Branching Paths for 1 card and 6 armor. Okay, and then I'm at 19, so Leroy doesn't kill me. Leroy Coldblood kills me. Leroy Eviscerate kills me. Leroy Deckhand Shadow Step Deckhand again kills me, but that's a combo that I wouldn't play around after already having seen the Deckhand and the Shadow Step, so the probability that he drew second copies of both was pretty low. That Tempo Rogue was really good at drawing cards. What can he do? And I did what I could afterwards, but that one turn, if I did that one a little better, I could have won. So that was sad. And it seems like this deck can win Spectre if it all comes together. Yes, the meta has adapted to this deck very well. And after that it's not good anymore. And I know it's not good anymore, but I still need to play it a little bit because I want to make a YouTube video of it. On the way there, and you should be able to deal with that. Even Hunter now. That's a deck that I have been too scared to play. But yeah, Even Hunter. That's something. Now I played the wrong card while I was chatting. I need to play the Golem, obviously. That was silly of me. I don't have any real cards, so I'm actually going to have to draw with the Nourish, right? Do I have to draw with the Nourish this turn? I think so, there's not a lot of pressure on the board yet. Even Pala, alright, Even Paladin, well that's the best deck in the game, so... Makes perfect sense to play it, seeing as playing best deck in the game is usually a good idea. Okay, okay. Then I need to play the Golem. And I hero power down the 1/1. He runs double weapon removal, double silence most likely. Most of them do nowadays. And that's interesting development. Very aggressive. Swipe time? Probably not swipe time yet. This one hasn't been upgraded yet. Probably just the time to grab a couple of minions away from the board. Isn't Even Pali countered easily now? What, Matski? Even Paladin? Even Paladin is the better of the two. There's no easy counter to it. It's an extremely flexible mid-range deck. It can do everything. There's still one Ironwood Golem for the Oakheart to pull. But that doesn't counter it. Countering is something completely different. I guess it's Primordial Drake time. I suppose this protects me the best. I'm really struggling to climb with Even Paladin at rank 5. That's curious, because Warlock is the only really bad matchup. Nothing else is even bad.
Put this apple on your head.
What is he doing?
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
So I kind of get what he's doing here, but I still don't think it was that great. So if he has a Silver Sword, if I didn't have Swipe, he could have Silver Sworded here. That's a pretty sweet card too. I would need to get armor to go against that. He has more silence effects for Hadronox. And I could kill the Lich King now. So, if I hero power, I can use Spellstone. But then I will have only 7 mana remaining, which doesn't really do much.
Let's see.
Oh, this can also pull the Ironwood Golem. That would be awkward. I think I still need to do this. Let's pull the Hadronox.
Time goes short.
He has already spent 1 equality. Equality Consecration is not lethal if I get Hadronox, so I had 50% to get Hadronox, which means that he would need Equality Consecration and Silence, but he can't have Equality Consecration and Silence because he doesn't have enough mana. Because just Equality Consecration means that okay, these die, I go to 8, well I go to 4 and then to 8, and well then there's the Lich King, but because Hadronox dies, all the taunts come back. And if he silences the Hadronox, if I can kill it off, I can just Witching Hour it back and cube it. If I want to get taunts back. I think we're in the clear. But it depends on his Lich King card. Well, he only has 1, he doesn't have double Death Coil yet. He could have Death Coil Consecration. Death Coil Consecration would have been awkward. Okay, so I want to kill the Hadronox. Do I want to kill this one first? Yeah, I can always just Spellstone my Hadronox, or I can cube my Hadronox. So I kill this one first into there. How many taunts do I have? I have 2 Drakes, 2 Apple Bombs. I have Crypt Lord. I can leave the Dragon Hatcher alive. It's fine. So the Apple Bomb goes there. And I need Hadronox to be killable with a spell. No, I don't. I'm going to cube the Hadronox. So this fellow goes here. Hadronox kills that one. This one kills this one. I'm going to cube the Hadronox. And then I'll just hero power. This should be fine. Now these Apple Bombs have another 8 health coming for me. I cannot be killed with 2 Death Coils from hand. I can be killed with double Death Coil Consecration, and I know he didn't have Death Coil Consecration in hand last turn. Oh, that was so expensive. Wow. That was expensive. And now there's still 2 Hadronoxes. And you can only silence 1.
Reporting for duty.
Is there some way for me to lose? Is the 1-mana hero Paladin Even Paladin that much better than running a normal mid-range deck? It's fine, it's fine. I would love to start getting some Lich King action here. And I can easily afford to take the... I can give the damage to Hadronox too. So Hadronox, because he's running the Seal of the Sword. He's running the Seal of the Sword and I don't want to leave him with a board to buff with that. He still has 1 Spellbreaker left. If this is the double ooze, double Spellbreaker list. Can he even win now? I don't think he can win anymore. I mean, there are 2 Hadronoxes, he has 1 silence left, so he has no way to prevent them from going off. And I'm at 19 thanks to the Apple Bombs. Apple Bombs is a card that many people have cut from the list. And I disagree. I think Apple Bomb has actually been, in my testing, it has been really good. In situations like this, we're facing a relatively aggressive mid-range deck that has limited means of actually clearing the boards. So they don't just crumble and die when you get a taunt board. They can clear a couple of those and still keep pushing. I'm actually going to mulligan all of this because none of them are ideal. Then you may end up with a hand like this, which is also not ideal. It's just straight up Murlocs. Straight up honest Murloc Paladin. Alright. I think I have to kill that. I can't let him keep that, that's a dangerous minion. Hope another rematch. Yeah, it's clearly not a rematch. Well, this can get awkward. I have double cubes in hand, they are not good in this matchup. There's a Spellstone this fellow. No, I don't. I'm going to attack with the hero power. That saves the spell stone for a bit later. Andrew never thought Murloc Paladin would be a thing after rotation. Yeah, I noticed ball control played it pretty high. People are done doing all sorts of testing and they just want to kill people right now. But this is not the greatest hand ever. Because I have no taunts. I think I need to spellstone that one. In case it's redemption, then I can just kill it again with the hero power. So I get to limit the overall number of Murlocs on the board. This is not great, but this is something. He could still play Gentle Megazord here, even though there's just one Murloc. I mean, I would. It's all about tempo. But that's not bad either. I just don't have anything. I haven't fought a single taunt. So I can have 7 mana next turn, then 9 the turn after. Am I alive at that point anymore? I think I still need to ramp. I need to ramp and I need to draw the right cards. That's what has to happen here. Actually, I can have that 9 mana next turn. No, I will have 8 mana next turn if I wild growth now. I'll take that. It's not quite Dragon Hatcher enough, but now I just need to top deck. Let's top deck. I mean, top deck Primordial Drake. Play the Drake. Awesome stuff. Not so awesome after Blessing of Kings, but not terrible. If I were to draw cards, that wouldn't do anything. That's the Drake. Drop the Drake. There's a redemption. That's tough. That's tough. But we're alive. We're still alive here. Alive and kicking. Are we? Oh, that health bonus. That health bonus was huge. So if I play the Lich King, I'm dead. So if I get to 20, let's say I get to 20. He has 11 on board. Plus 3 attack is lethal. Wind Fury is lethal. That card could be a silence, but it has only been in his hand for 2 turns now. So that's not a lot of time. There's no single card that I can draw that would help me here. I play the Lich King and he needs another 3 damage. So many ways to get the 3 damage. I think I don't dare. I'll do this. Now it's just the Gentle Megazord that kills me immediately. And the 4/6 can maybe do something. Oh, Divine Favor. That's a good card to have. Everything is going face here. That much is clear. Now with the Divine Favor he's very likely to have a silence available too. So if I had just played the Lich King, he would not actually have had an answer. Well, he could have just played the Divine Favor first, and then if he top deck silence he would kill me. So it would still be the same as silence next turn. Can't even kill anything now with that. That was a good draw. If there ever was a good draw in the history of good draws, then that was it.
Reporting for duty.
Then again, this is also pretty good. We're moving on in this world. In the history of good draws. I can kill that Murloc. Alright. I'm not dead to silence alone. I will survive silence with 3 health. Mestari, how many ranks I'll climb for win if I'm something like 10,000 rank? It's hard to say. It goes slower at the very bottom. But in the mid ranks it goes something like... In the mid ranks it goes something like 500, 600 ranks per win. I guess I'm still not dead. I will be at 7.
Let's see.
He can't have silence plus Vine Cleaver. Let's try. This is safer than swiping. Alright, but his probability to find silence is constantly increasing. The good news is that he has lost so many Murlocs already.
Reporting for duty.
Witching hour, but I haven't seen Hadronox yet. So I'll clean up this board, right? Yes. Yes, I will. I'll swipe here. So the Lich King can kill the Murloc. And I can kill this one. Lich King is fine at 6 health. Okay. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.